Hello, how are you? This is Jilly Bling, and I cannot wait to show you this project. So this is Avid Stampers. Order the bundle through me between now and, I have the date, I think it's June 20 something. I'll show you in just a minute. You get 3 card kits for free. And the bundle is called Citrus Blooms. It includes the stamp set and the dies, but there's also a product suite, and the product suite includes the paper, the gems. I've got the page open, I'll show you that. Let me show you this first. So look how pretty, and these colors are just beautiful. Then on the back, just a little bit of stamping. So the card sets up like that. So from your point of view, looking at it in the front, that's how it would be in the envelope. Isn't that just beautiful? So this is today's project. Citrus Blooms and Citrus Blooms dies. And many of these dies cut out the designer paper. I'll show you that here. Oh, I could show you that in just a minute. And also Countryside dies. And that is for this shape right here. So the paper, isn't that right there just beautiful? Here, look, so you can see just a little bit of all of them. But this is cut out by the dies. Pretty sure. I checked all this before. It's been a while. Right when I got it, I'm like, what does this all do? Like, look how that gets cut out. Beautiful. And this one, look at that. Fun, fun, fun. So, nice bundle. And this is card number 1, and I hope to wow you on cards number 2 and 3. So there's that, there's this one. And let's see what else. Same one. Lemons that we'll be using today. And the lemon paper, there's 2 different styles. 1 lemon, double lemon. So on this one, I used single lemon and it looks just fine. But on today's project, I want to use the double lemon. See how that goes. And this you have to hand cut. I don't think the dies would fit. You never know, Stampin' Up! Is pretty clever. Yeah, that just doesn't work, but that's fine. So there's that paper. If you like blue and white, this is just singing your name. And we already went through this one. And this one I think is the lemons. Oh, this one is this side, then that, which is what we'll be using for this background here. Oranges, more oranges. So one side is blue and white, the other side is citrus. Look how pretty that is. Just beautiful paper. And we'll be using the gems today. Okay. There's a little dog at the door looking at me saying, hey, let me in. These are the gems, opal rounds, and look how they perfectly match. This right here. And here is a host code. If you'd like to get the bundle, use this host code. Then this is some new ribbon. It is called Striped Trim. But look how pretty. Can you see how soft it is? See how it moves? And then it's got that iridescent little shimmer to it. And it's striped. 3 in the middle, 2 big ones on the outside edges. Other than that, it's sheer, which is nice because that means it goes with everything. Okay, so we got that. Oh, this is where the layout came from. So, Tony got a new hip, and it's been 2 weeks now, and he's doing great. But along the way, many of you are so kind and you've sent him lovely get well cards. I have one other one I'll show you in a minute. But this one came from Heidi. I love the layout. Does it look familiar? same but different. Love both of the cards. So this layout was inspired by Heidi. And since I'm on a roll, yesterday I received one card, and I was supposed to, in my last video, I was supposed to thank Karen, but I didn't. I did the video, I stopped everything, and I forgot. But I'm not forgetting right now. But look how nice this is. I love these colors. Karen, she probably knows. And even her writing is in the same matching colors. But I love this card. But I like things with a lot of white on it too, because it really draws your eye there. And this paper is beautiful. Thank you. So pretty. Okay, so we'll be using the gems. And all the pieces. There's a lot of pieces. But if you can't, order this to get your free card kits. So if you get a free card kit, I will do everything I can do without stamping. I can't stamp anything, but if it's anything else, I will do it. And you'll get your card kit, and it will come all kind of folded. The folds will already be done. Each of these pieces will have temporary adhesive under them, stuck together. So all you have to do is assemble it and stamp your words. And there'll be 3 of them, 3 different ones. So order by June 29th. So I'm going to go through each of these pieces. I'll tell you what sizes they are verbally, and then at the end I'll hold up the card with the sizes so you could do a screenshot. And then I will also put them on my blog, and my blog is jillybling.com, along with all of the items used to make the card too. So I'm going to keep these all in order because it kind of matters. This is for the back. So, and the catalog on page 34. First of all, isn't it nice how they tell you what colors go with the paper? But here it is. I want to do something with this die. That's probably going to be next, and somehow maybe watercoloring it. So there's that page, page 35, that shows everything that's in the suite. Suite collection, $83, and it includes the bundle, stamp set and dies, the bling, and the paper. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so here we go. Let's jump right in. So, see these pieces, that's for the words. That's for this little stand right in here. We'll go through that in a minute. So this is designer paper, and it's fussy cut. Cut it out. So that goes right there. So let's turn this to the side so it kind of makes a little sense. These are for, well, you know what, as we go, I could tell you. Okay, so the small designer paper is designer paper, this is 4x2. And using the Countryside Corners dies, and for the dies we're going to use 3 sizes of the dies for 2 panels. So the small one, you cut your designer paper to 4x2, cut that out. Okay, and then the next layer down, we'll use the medium die, and that is cut to 2 by 5 3/8. You know what? That doesn't sound right. This is cut to 4 1/4 by 3 5/8. Oh, here we go. 3 5/8 by 4 1/4. So I'll cut that one out. That's right here. That's going to go in there. So this is for the leaves. The die leaves is cut to 2 3/4 by 3 5/8. That is for this die. It's going to go here. So then it's countryside corners to cut these pieces right here. So this one once again is the medium die. The designer paper is cut to, let's see, designer paper 3x4. That's here. And then this big piece, which is right here. Let's see, big panel olive is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, so it's starting to come around. And I think that once you see these listed either on my blog or if you take a picture, they start from the bottom, the base, and then these 2 olive panels and the big olive panel, then the designer paper. But because I'm starting from the top going down, the directions or my little list starts from the bottom coming up, it'll make more sense. And all the sizes are definitely on there. Okay, so there's that one. And these pieces of olive cardstock are 5 3/8 by 2, and there's 2 of them. Right here, that's for this. And the olive big, there's 2 of them, one for here and also one for the back, right here. That size is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. So then for the designer paper, the narrow piece is 5 1/4 by 1 7/8, 2 of them. The big designer paper, this one right here, is 5 1/4 by 4. And the back white, which is right here, this piece, that is 5 1/4 by 4. Whew, we got through it. Okay, so you ready to do a screenshot? There you go. Okay, whew, got through that. There's a lot of pieces, but it looks good. But if you receive the kit, you don't have to worry about any of that. It's all ready to roll. So let's just start sticking some of this together. Pretty paper, but I love blue. I love navy, and I love how they mixed all these different blues together. Very nice. Goes on there. This is cut out, and I'll put it on with dimensionals, and I'll stick the stem down with glue. But you know, because it's 2, I'm not sure how they're going to fit, so we'll just leave that to the side. Oh, you know, I didn't go over the little mechanism, the stand, and the words paper. I'll do that here in just a minute. It's on the notes, but I just didn't pick them up and show you. Okay, and then this time let's have it go this way, because this one is going bottom up to the right. This one could be from the right down to the left. And that's going to get, I have an order for doing that because I want to put the words on first, dimension or glue underneath the words, stick the greenery on, and then this linen thread. Oh, there's so many things to do. Let's just start from the bottom. Okay, so for the fold, it's 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, folded in half. And you don't need to pull out your score tool. Not needed. If you like to, you can, but you could do it without it too. And then this piece just gets folded back right against that crease. Okay. Then I'm going to attach the olive layer. Let me use liquid glue. Liquid glue holds pretty well. Okay, so that goes right on here with just a little bit of a border. Okay, and this beautiful paper. On the back, I stamped a few little flowers, and I was trying to copy the colors. I did it Lemon Lolly, and for the center, Daffodil Delight. Then I did, you probably didn't even notice this, wait till I show you. On the back, around each of the flowers, I did a little bit of granite gray. First I was assuming blues. This card has blues on it, but looking at this designer paper, I think the background is more like granite gray. First I was thinking blue, then oh no, okay, slate, but it's a little bit yellower, which is fine. You see the card coming together. Look how pretty that is. So I love the Mediterranean. As a matter of fact, my husband proposed to me out on the island of Crete. We were dating for, it seemed like forever. And I gave up on waiting for him to propose. I wasn't going to say it. I wasn't going to suggest it. None of that. It's like it has to be his idea. That's what a guy is supposed to do. And it came to the point where I just thought, you know, I love him. And if he doesn't propose, that's fine. I'm just going to stay right by him. And kind of gave up. And at the time we were living in Salinas, the Monterey area. And we're getting ready to go on this trip. And we had taken like 3 weeks off of work. And he worked all these overtime, so he had all this money. And his father is Greek, so he has relatives there. So we went to Athens. Oh, it was so hot. And we did all the touristy stuff. And we stayed in their apartment. They got an extra room. And then we went to, I think it was his dad's cousin's house out on the island of Crete. I was like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. It's exactly what you think Greece should be. And but before we went, he was talking to the landlord saying, yeah, we're going to be gone for this long. And I heard her over the phone. My hearing is really good. Sometimes I hear way too much. And I heard him say, or she said on the phone, and yes, I heard it all. He didn't know I heard. So, do you have the ring? And I kind of looked over at him, and he turned his back. And he's like, well, no. Yeah, we'll work on that later. And no, not yet. I'm like, did I really hear what I thought I just heard? So I was kind of suspecting it. Okay, this will stamp on it before we attach it. Let's see how this is going to look. I'll get back to my story in just a minute. So this is going to go this way, but we have to do the words. And this is going to go, look, we're almost done. This piece is going to be the little block that stands up on to make it have movement. Okay, so let's stamp this. The words size and the stand little block size is 1 inch by 3 3/4. So I'm going to stamp this in navy, and I like this one how it says hello, but there's nice words in here. You could choose anything. So navy, and it's so dark you can hardly tell. It says hello. But you know what? Let me cut this out first. Hold on. Because I already have that done. Let's try again. Hopefully I'll stamp straight. This stamp is kind of funny because the font is going uphill, which is good. But if you were to stamp the whole thing, like trying to be straight, to me that looks like it might be a little crooked. Even though I'm looking at the bottom of these letters. So it's just very casual. Okay, then I'm going to stamp a little bit of this stamp right here on here. And I'll tell you, stamping this, when I did that one, all of my little diamonds are going off to the side. So if you can, look at your little diamonds, have them going up and down, then stamp it. See, again, they're all going kind of to the side. I'll try to straighten it out. But if I didn't tell you that, you probably wouldn't have noticed. Good enough. Okay, so next step is to take this and I'm going to attach, put glue on the underside of all of it and attach the leaves. Okay, so this time I'm going to do it this way, kind of like right in the middle. But it can't be over. See this one, the words are off to the side a bit. That one's right in the middle. I kind of like the leaves. Okay, I want the leaves there. See how they're kind of hanging? It can't be hanging off this edge though. It could hang off this edge. My glue probably isn't sticky anymore. I'll put it right there. And I'm purposely having it not centered on this panel. Okay, and now to attach the linen thread, I'm going to put dimensionals all over the back of this, probably like 5 of them, more than I need. Ooh, I've got edge. I'm going to do edge because I know all this will be covered up. So I still have more of my story, but stamping is priority here. We'll get to this. Okay, and now linen thread. To do the linen thread, just take some, kind of straighten it out just a little bit. Then wrap it around 2 times. See how it's 2 times around? And trim it. Now when you have this, turn it into a figure 8. Plop it down. So wherever it goes is lovely, but as it lays on here, it's like, what happened to these bits? When I put it on the card, it's fine. I kind of like this piece hanging out. What's going on down here? See how that's really very uniform? I want to make these a little bit of a different size. So at this point, you can take your linen thread and kind of move it to however you like, but at least you have something to start with. That dog is knocking at the door saying, let me in. But I have good news. Tony is out on the lawnmower. Do you know how happy that makes him? That makes me so happy too. Because that's his thing. I have my thing right here, especially the Mediterranean. His thing is the yard. So we went on like a field trip today. We went to Cascade and he got some fertilizer and grass seed and, oh, pellets for his barbecue grill. I mean, that right there is Father's Day for him. He is as happy as can be. Okay, so that is done, that panel. So let's see how, well, let's do this one in a minute. Let's do this part here. So this is going to make, let me see if you could see it. See this panel right here? That's up on the little, there you could see it. So to do that, take this, fold it in half. And if you want your panel sitting up higher, because I was thinking it probably would be better if it was halfway on this panel, you just make this piece a little bit longer. But I'm fine with it sitting down. This is maybe 1/3 of the height of this panel. I don't think you could do wrong. As long as it's not coming up 1/4 of an inch. You want it a little bit more than that. Okay, so fold that in half. So right now it's just a V. And then I'm going to take these 2 pieces and fold them into the middle. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And it's okay if there's like a mini gap. I'll show you. You just don't want them overlapping. And yet folding these, it's looking a little messy, a little ugly. My paper is kind of all crinkled. This one here is not straight. I'm going to try to straighten it out. But if you don't straighten it out, that's still okay too. Okay, that's better. So see how there's a little gap? And it can be bigger. So now, let me open them back up. So now I have it like that. See how there, it's open right here. So I'm going to put glue, hold on to it. This is where it's open. I'm going to put glue here and here. Well, here, I'll open it. I'm going to put glue on the two end panels. Try to do it thin so it dries quick. And you just need a good strong adhesive. And if you can, get it right to the edges. And same over here. I keep on wanting to finish my story, but we're at critical points in the card. Card is priority. Okay, so now you can see the panel. I'm going to fold it where the crease is. Okay, so it's kind of messy. So now on the end panel is glue. Turn it over, glue. And I'm going to put it in right into this crack right here. Yeah, you can see that. And it's good to be centered, but if it's a little high or a little low, that's okay. As long as it's not way up here, just somewhere about center point. See, I'm pushing it in the crack. Close the door. Okay, hold it. Wait. Okay, let's make sure it looks good. If I put too much glue on it, it might stick it all closed. So I'm checking that. Okay, so that's goal right there. Next, I'm going to put glue all on this top panel. So here's the card, because that's where I want this panel here to set right on top of there. So again, glue all the way to the corners, thin if possible. I think if you use regular adhesive, that would work okay, but I'm not sure that it's as strong as liquid glue. Okay, now putting this panel in, I'm just going to put it right up against this, make sure you can see, this little sidewall right here, and right on there. Let me make sure you can see that okay, and then drop it down. And while the glue is still wet, and it can move about, I'm going to close it, and make sure that the top amount is equal with the bottom amount. This is parallel with the edge of the card. Okay, I think right there is where it should be. But before I let the glue dry, I'm going to open this up and check. And there is a little bit of a gap between this and this panel, but that's okay. If it was right up against it, that's good too. Okay, so once this dries, oh, that dog, hold on. Oh. Okay, so let's let that dry just a minute, and we can work on this. Let's see how this is going to look. So, see with the two lemons, that looks good too. But I want the bow, maybe, and this one, can the bow be over here? I think that might take away from all this little layering we got going on. So it's going to go on just like this one did. So this one also has the linen thread. So let's start with the linen thread. And I'll finish my story. Okay, so we went out to Crete, to this island, and I knew he was going to propose. I knew it was coming. Nothing the first day. Nothing the second day. At first I was thinking Athens at some monument, or we went to these caves or something. But his cousin was there. Anyhow, one evening we went out for a walk, and it was dark, and it was like it is right now, beautiful outside. This one, linen thread, has to be a little bit bigger just because the image is bigger. So I'm gonna really stretch my fingers out. 2 passes around, and the linen thread, I want it going down this direction. Just because when I do the figure 8, it's like, where is this gonna land? Maybe I'll do it up a little higher, because 2 lemons are definitely bigger than the 1 lemon. So yeah, that's showing. Oh, it can come outside of here too. But see how these are kind of matchy-matchy? I want them less, you know, less matchy-matchy. Okay, so let's see. So finally, went out for a walk, and he goes, Jilly, and I'm like, oh my gosh, here it comes. And I said, nothing. I just kind of took a deep breath. Then he goes, Jilly, and I'm like, this is making me crazy. And I said, we need to go. I don't know why I was like that. Anyhow, then he proposed. And you know what my answer was? This is bad. You know, a girl needs time to think about things like this. Why did I say that? I don't know. And he goes, well, we're not going until you give me an answer. And so finally I said yes. And then we walked back and we were silent. Why? I don't know. I don't know. Why did I say that? I don't know. But anyhow. And June 3rd, while my husband was recuperating, was our 35th anniversary. 35? Wow. So do you think that this product suite sings to my heart or anything? I love Mediterranean. And going around the island, we're like, there's all these beaches, come on. And the beaches there, just about everyone is, well, I'd say many of the people, no matter the age, were nude, especially the women, their tops off. They just wear their bottoms. It's like, you really should wear a top. And anyhow, we were just going to all these beaches. So we rented this moped. And that was our way of getting around. And we saw every little city, every little town. And we went to all these little roadside stands and had gyros. And we went to this windmill and they were like grinding, from the windmill was grinding these, the Mediterranean spices, which are, it has a lot of oregano in it. But yeah, that was a fun time. So that's my story for today. How is that? Does that relate to Mediterranean here? Oh, and Tony on that moped. Okay, this is another funny thing. Is so, you know how I was saying that all these people were like, they're not wearing anything. And of course you can't help but look, and after a while you just stop looking because you really don't care. But at first I was looking at everyone. Everyone. Girls and boys. A lot of old. So you know what's going to happen. So riding around on this moped every day, all the time, Tony decided, well, I'm not going to go nude. But he got some Speedos. Or they didn't call them Speedos there. It was something else. And he was wearing these little swimming, they're not shorts or trunks. What do you call them when they're Speedos? But they're not Speedos. Anyhow, you know where I'm going. And then his shorts, at the time it was, you didn't wear shorts near your knee. At the time he wore kind of shorter shorts. And he did. His leg, if this is his leg, that's his knee. This is where shorts are used to be in. His shorts were here. You get on a moped, the shorts are up here. From here to here on his thigh, bright, sunburned red. And I think that's one of the things that we remember about the trip was that moped. We went everywhere and we were sunburned. And they would walk around on the beaches, and these guys would have, boy, you know what it is? I'll show you what's going on here. This is what's going on. Dutch Brothers 911. 9 shots of espresso. That's what my problem is today. So full of stories. Okay, so on the beach, these local people, they would walk around with this big old sheet of plywood. On the plywood, they would put plastic. On that, they would have donuts. And not donuts, donuts. And to this day, if you're anywhere with Tony and I and we see donuts, we say, hey, a special donut? Special donut? D-O-N-Y-U-T, of course. Donuts. Yeah. And we got us some special donuts. They come over and they have a way to flip that thing down. It's right there. Which one do you want? And most of the people spoke English, which was very convenient. Okay. Boy, I just breezed through that card, huh? Today was our second outing. Tony's able to get into the car, and we went to Dutch Brothers because today is double points. We got us drinks, and then we went and got to Cascade and got yard stuff. He's out there lawn mowing right now. He's probably doing all that because he's got his 911 in him. This one's kind of hidden. Okay, 2 big ones, 1 small one. I'm using the clear. I'm thinking the yellow might go well, but don't you think that will be too matchy-matchy? Oh, that does look good though, huh? Well, that goes with the ribbon. Okay, now the back. I have no more stories. That's it. Special donuts. I like donuts. Okay, the back. Front is done. Pretty. I fixed the dimensionals under there. Is this holding on good enough? Yeah. Okay, so we just need right here. Yeah. Stamp off daffodil. What that is referring to is this stamp here. Because if it's, oh, I was supposed to refresh my paper. If it's full strength, it's just a little bit too strong. So, in navy, I'm going to say, so out here it says, hello, hello. And then on the back it says, you're the best kind of person. That's so nice. That one in navy. So there's only 3 inks. Navy, daffodil, memento. The navy is so dark. If you did memento, that's okay too. Is it going uphill? A little bit. Oh, that's good. Okay, and then memento for these 2 little flowers. This one's a little bit bigger. So where's the sample? So just kind of random to be colored in. I need to save room for little flower and room for the geometric print. Look at all those flowers. There's going to be all kinds of fruit. Well, that one I didn't stamp very good. Do I really need more? No. Am I going to stamp more? Yeah. That means I had to color them. Okay, daffodil, stamp off. And make, you know, let me try to remedy this. So my little diamonds, have them going straight up and down. Then, there. Maybe that will make it better. That does. And it's okay if some of my, oh, I did it full strength. Okay. Embrace the change, right? That looks looks kind of good though. Okay, either way, stamp off or full strength. I kind of like it. Some of them are crooked again. Okay, enough. So for coloring, oh, ink. When we were at the Cascade Farm and Market place, Tony's like, okay, I'm going to go over to this section. And keep in mind, it's one of his first times out. He went with the cane, but as he saw the shopping cart, he goes, hey, if I do the shopping cart, that's support, so I don't have to do my cane. Not that he's embarrassed of the cane. That doesn't hold him back at all. So I'm like, yeah. So he got the cart, and I said, well, how's it feel? He goes, yeah, it's okay. So he was taking his time going through, and right when we walk in, of course, there's eye candy. And in a girl's world, that's like cute clothes. So I was looking at this little dress that would be good for summer or to wear with leggings and sandals or whatever. He goes, go ahead and look. I'm going to go over here. I'm like, okay. So then I looked at the little dresses. They were all extra small. It's like, nope, that's not going to work. So then I went to the next thing over, and that was a rack of stuff. And you know the brand Good Life? And it is the cutest, really thin, not this thin, like a hoodie. And it was in, imagine what color it was in. And it had the cutest heart print on it with like little flowers making up the heart. And in the very center it said, or I think down on the bottom it said, Good Life. And I'm like, I love this fabric. And they had all the different sizes. So I'm like, good. So I grabbed it, and then I helped Tony with picking up the grass seed, which was really heavy. I think that's what gave me whoopses, ouches. Anyhow, so we picked up these 3 big bags of stuff and put them in the cart, and then we went to check out, and he pulled out his phone because he's doing Apple Pay, which is very convenient. And walking out, he goes, how much was everything? What happened? I'm like, I don't know. That was like $140. I was like, he goes, I don't think that they cost that much. How much is everything? And as I went through, I looked at this sweatshirt, which I thought was just the cutest thing ever. Guess how much? I'm not going to tell you. In the comments, guess how much? And those of you that like Good Life stuff, I see people wear it all the time. This is the first item I wore. You probably already know. We know it's less than 140. But, anyhow, that's all I have to say about that. And I need to back up off of that caffeine. That's crazy. I'm too talkative. Look how this daffodil, look, well, it's the same color ink. I was going to say, look how nicely it matches the little background thing. Circles. Okay, and then I'm going to hold up these 2. And you could tell I didn't do any blending on the flowers. But, see if you notice. So, these flowers are cute. Notice how these are just kind of floating and a little bit magical. It's because I use granite. Granite. And I picked up granite from this background here. I was thinking it was smoky slate. I have my new little color chart. So smoky slate is a little bit more blue. That could be, but I think granite is a good fit. Therefore, granite it is around each of the flowers. Then a little color lifter. Then we're done. Then I'll stop all this jabbering. It's exhausting to be caffeinated. Now hold this up after I get done with the gray. and before I do the color lifter. Yeah, Tony's still out there cutting. The dog is on the couch snoring. When Tony comes in, he sees Bo on the couch. He's like, "What are you doing, lazy dog? I'm out there working. You're supposed to be helping me." And Bo looks at him like, "What are you talking about?" He's been in here sleeping the whole time. So the next two projects, this one is designer paper, the lemons, cut from the designer paper, you know, hand cut. And in the set are oranges. It's all oranges. There's no lemons on here. I was thinking maybe one of them would be lemons. So I want one of them for sure to be stamped and colored lemons, and I want to use that big die. I want to use this. Somehow. It's going to be good. I know it. I got a feeling it's going to be good. And I'm thinking of like the oranges. I don't know. It's going to be fun though. Maybe I should have done this ahead of time. Or maybe I just shouldn't have stamped as many little flowers on there. I got crazy. How about I'll do the edge, the color lifter on the edge ones, and then when I take the picture, they'll all be done. That's a good plan. Okay, so here is this. So to do the color lifter, you can see it's going to make a little bit of a difference. So to do the color lifter, okay, I'm going to do just the ones on the edge. Just around the outside edge, just to kind of soften it up. Just so you don't see the line that goes from white to granite. Oop, I got a little sloppy coloring. I drifted into the flower with that granite. Well, if I do all of them, it won't take too long. But see how that kind of softens it up? Oh, this one will show it good. I love this card. Okay, so I'll do the rest of them, and then when I take the picture, they'll all be done. Okay, so I think we just stick this on. Okay, there it is. So let me know if you have any questions about Avid Stampers. Order the bundle by June 29th, and I will send you these card kits in the mail the day after the due date. So there it is. Okay, if you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.